Straight to church?
Straight to church.
I got you, dog. You want a rusty trombone?
No, God, no.
You know, here at Diaper Dick Nation, we want to be swinging that big beef stick. So if you wouldn't mind, could you hit that subscribe button? Oh yeah, hit the notification button as well, because we put a video out like every month, and you don't want to miss that shit. Do it, fuckers.
I've been saying it for a while now, but I don't think these other people have caught on until recently, but I feel like the popularity of them old Dusties, the old Tender Tapes, the old Genesis, things like that, I feel like those are dropping down a lot. I feel like within the next couple year or two here, you're gonna be able to start getting stuff at reasonable prices again. But that being said, all this stuff is starting to shoot up. All the PS1, PS2, OG Xbox, GameCube, things like that. I feel like all those are gonna start. You're gonna start seeing the rise in that. So
why do you think?
I think the generational gap is part of it. I think that generation is starting to get to the point where
that's what was cool when
they can afford to go back and buy the stuff that they
income.
wanted. Yeah, I feel like that's what we're getting to now.
I feel like that too. I also feel like so many people were into collecting like Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games. You kind of had, you know, they were in slim pickings, and now everything's so expensive that who wants to get into collect? Because when you collect, most of the time you're like, I might as well get them all.
Gotta catch 'em up.
You know, whether you played them as a kid or not, it's
Right.
fun. The fun is going out and finding deals and getting the games. But now it's like, if you were to just start, and let's say you were younger and you really didn't grow up on Nintendo, but your brothers did or whatever, and you kind of had that attachment, and you're like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm never going to get them all. I got to spend $15K for a stadium event,
Right.
$2K or $1,500 for a Sam, you know,
Yeah.
down the list.
A good game, but $1,500 or $1,200 game? Then I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really think so.
So I mean, I feel like a lot of people are discouraged from actually, and everyone that was collecting 10 years ago has completed their set and then they sell it off.
Right.
Or they have it.
And that's the hardcore.
And those are the hardcore OGs.
Yeah.
And we're all out because we've all got all the games. Now no one's buying.
And I feel like
no one wants to get into it.
But I also kind of feel like that might be part of it too. Like a lot of these guys that have the full sets or have all the things that they want out of that set are starting to buy for the newer stuff now. The time's right, the prices are right on most of the stuff.
Yeah. And
there's a few out there that, you know, they're obviously expensive already and they're going to keep going up.
I don't think anything's going to be as expensive as like the OG Nintendo stuff. Like you're going to have your weird games, NBA Elite, PS3, stuff like that limited release certain games. But as a whole, I mean, people started catching on in 05, 06 that the old Nintendo games were collectible and you could make money on them. So for the last 10, 15 years, everyone's been saving sealed games, collecting, keeping their complete in box, whether it's disc only or whatever, or what have you. Everyone's been keeping it, and I feel like there's way more games now being developed than like OG Nintendo games. And
I also feel part of it.
Castlevania 1 through 3, suck it.
Those are good. Anyway, what I'm saying is you get a more developed story, a lot better graphics, things like that. So I feel like
PlayStation 1's on the fringe, but like PS2, PS3, do you think that they're ever going to have the monetary value that the OG NES games did? They were getting pretty fucking high. Like, come on, Stadia events complete, or this or that, yada yada yada.
I don't, because I feel like
there's too many of them out there.
Yeah, the production numbers are way up on those.
Even the rare games, unless you get something like an NBA Elite, something new that they know where 9 of them are or whatever,
right,
under 100. In today's standards, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
But back in the day, they had a lot of games where they were limited.
Back then, collecting wasn't really a thing as it is now. So a lot of that stuff got trashed. You know, people just didn't care like they do now. So the quantity is definitely lower on the older stuff. But still, I think that the price is just so high for people now that they just don't care to do it.
Like, perfect example, you like cartridge-based games. They're cool. You grew up on them.
Yeah.
You've just gravitated to disc games for whatever reason. But would you be more likely to try to complete your NES set if you knew at the end the last 100 weren't like $500 plus games?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like from getting new people to try to collect complete NES sets or whatever, SNES sets, you're like, dude, I'm going to have to jack up $500 for the last 100 games each.
Right,
200, 300,
at least
500, 10,000.
Yeah.
And that's card only.
Yeah.
So I mean, that if I was getting into it right now, I'd be like, dude, that's not even worth it.
And I feel like part of the reason I like Anyway, I like to collect the disc stuff. Is in part I feel like I like the artwork.
Disagree.
I feel like
OG artwork's badass with the cardboard.
Dude, some of the new
Super
stuff
Nintendo
is-
NES. That's some badass shit.
I feel like it displays better.
What do you think the next hot system's gonna be?
Probably PS2.
I'm on PS2, and it's not that PS1 skipped a generation, because you know it's becoming more and more collectible. Just we go to all these shows. PS2's hot. It's been hot for a while, and I never really liked PS2. I mean, that was the first PlayStation I ever bought was a PS2. I bought PS2, Grand Theft Auto 3. We're getting off track. What we're trying to say is, carts, sell all of your cartridge games now if you want to keep your money, right?
Cheap to me. Something cheap to me.
No, it's just an observation.
No, yeah, it's just something we've seen. We're not trying to tell you that to get rid of all your stuff. We're
Market's
just saying
gonna go down
if you're in it to get money out of it, you better get your money now.
What I do know is, I don't know what's going to happen with the Nintendo prices, yada yada yada, but I do know PlayStation 2 prices are going to soar.
Yep.
Xbox as well.
And I'm glad I've been way ahead of that curve.
And those two are the ones that we see going up and up. PS1 too, but that's kind of... So what else is helping people, or swaying people from cartridges to disc games, besides the generation gap and the money factor?
Better gameplay, maybe?
Would it be what you're used to? Because, like, cartridge games are foreign to the millennials. Like, they see a cartridge game. It's like when we look at a fucking, like, an old fan that came out in the 40s, and you're like, what the fuck? That doesn't even blow air. What is that thing? That's like them seeing a Nintendo game. Like, does that work? I mean, it's like, what do? You put your dick in it?
You see? Is
that all I got to say about it? Let us know. We go to an awful lot of conventions, so we see a lot of this. Obviously, could be different, or demographics, yada yada yada. What do you guys think? You thinking the disc games are going up, up, up? Cart games are leveling off? You let us know.
No, you kiss me on the mouth.
I can't.
No
I
mouth
can't,
kissing?
I can't mouth kiss right now.